welcome back to episode 5. I'm Carly.
I'm Sierra.
I'm Noah.
And yeah.
The way you said it was like there would be a fourth person speaking after Noah. He's like, and I'm Noah. And then it was kind of like
right.
Well, we do have a fourth person today coming soon. Wait, what is this episode again? Hang on.
This is the King of Omashu.
So we get to meet BUMI.
Yeah.
Yes.
They up the mail system because they want to play around during a war. And then the rock candy.
There's rock candy?
Where they think they're going to like, if they're encapsulated in the rock stuff, they thought they were going to die, but it's actually just candy.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot it.
Or maybe BUMI's just crazy and eating rock.
I probably have only seen this episode once all the way through, but it's funny because I remember more from the series recap episode when they talk about, I probably remember that more than I actually do of this episode.
That's awesome.
They have the whole like dinner thing for their guests. And then Momo gets too big that he can't go out of that little hole to escape. Yeah. So they're just like, thanks, Momo. This one's an interesting one.
Yeah.
So our next guest is a recent graduate. She's an awesome actress, a great fight partner, and she has great red hair, and her name is
Chandler Bing. Oh, sorry. Yay!
What's good?
Hi, Chandler.
Joining. Hello. How are you guys?
We're
doing well. How are you?
Standy. He's a big boy.
Yes.
Hi, Royce.
Royce.
So, has Royce ever seen Avatar?
I don't think he has.
So, Chandler, have you seen Avatar?
Not like all the way through. I remember being a kid and like watching an episode or whatever when it was on, but never like sitting down and doing it.
What episode do you remember the most?
I think it was towards the end. There was something about these chakra pools.
Yes.
Yes.
With
the turtle in the sky.
Oh my goodness.
I remember Aang standing in the water with the girl and they were like water bending together.
Have you seen like the episodes leading up to this one or kind of know where the story is?
So in preparation for today, I watched a little bit. I'm like in the middle of episode 3.
Okay.
So I have a vibe.
If you had to guess, just random guess, what do you think this episode's going to be about? Oh, King of Omashu.
It's about a king of Omashu.
That's pretty spot on.
What do you think of like the first 3 episodes that you've watched?
So fun. I think it's really funny how they make violence easy. And humorous, like somebody gets hit on the head and it makes a boink sound. Was it the first episode, maybe the second episode, like Aang crashes this iceberg down on the Fire Nation's ship and they run off and they're like, ha ha ha. That's pretty horrific.
If you were a bender, what would you be?
If I was a bender, I would be an earthbender.
Yeah,
I called it.
I just feel really grounded to Mother Nature. The earth is like where I get my strength. I honestly think it'd be for like hippy dippy reasons.
I think this is the first episode where we see like earthbending, right?
Perfect time.
Have we seen earthbending before?
Yeah, this is the first time.
Except in like maybe the opening, but even then, not really, just like a second. Wow, you're right. Dang. Okay.
Like the statues in the temple.
Does sculpting exist in this universe, or do they just earthbend it?
Maybe non-benders do, but if I was an earthbender, I'd just be like, let me just build it real quick.
Like, what's with all that work?
Because art's still in there, you know, like they have paintings and theater. So I feel like people would sculpt if they didn't have the power.
Do we know what planet they're on? Are they in Earth?
They're aliens.
I mean, people are born with like blue arrows on their bodies.
Well, they get that tattooed.
Oh.
They don't really explain that in The Last Airbender, though, that they're tattoos. They explain it in Korra, but...
Yeah.
Huh, that's
because
weird.
Once they reach a certain age, then they're tattooed.
Yeah. Do they have to, is it an age or do they have to go through like a trial?
I think they probably have to be like more experienced. So if you're like 14 and you barely know how to airbend, then obviously they're not going to be like, would you like arrows?
Can I get pink arrows?
Not to rename the movie that shall not be named, but low-key, I do really like the design of the arrow tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, it just like, if it had just been blue, it just would have looked really weird. Because like, that just wouldn't have adapted well from the cartoon.
Did you ever watch the movie Chandler?
I can see it in my brain. I've never watched it, so I know what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Nothing else.
Good.
You did not miss much. I'm gonna take this concept. I'm just gonna make it my own. Overall, it's just a bad movie with a terrible plot and
It's also
acting.
It's also very whitewashed.
Extremely
But it's also
whitewashed.
flipped. Like they made Zuko Indian.
Yeah.
Which I was like, why wouldn't you put that energy into the water tribe instead of just flipping?
Also, it's the actor in Slumdog Millionaire, right?
I know. He's a great actor. He was also in Lion. I was
why?
like, you're literally the same shade as Aang. What's going on?
Is Omashu part of it's not part of Ba Sing Se. How does that work? How is BUMI a king of any kingdom?
Honestly, I feel like they're separate things. It's like, I kind of think of it like Africa, where it's like, okay, we're the continent, but like my government is so separate from yours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because Ba Sing Se is just on their own thing.
Is this the episode where Cabbage Guy appears for the first time?
Yes. This is Cabbage Guy.
Is that Azula?
Yeah. The Earth Kingdom is literally huge. Like, how have they not just taken over everyone else?
That's not who they are. That's why it took the Fire Nation so long.
Are they confined by where they are to actually use their powers?
There are times where if you're in a really cold environment, then you can't really firebend that much. Airbending is the best one, honestly, because there's air everywhere. I'm real confused how people aren't like, what clothes are you wearing, sir?
How often do they do laundry?
You can ask that question for any stage production ever.
Yes!
Oh, my cabbages! Name's Bonzu, Pippin Pedalopsicopolis the third, and these are my grandkids.
Hi, June Pippin Pedalopsicopolis. Nice.
Dang, good memory. He's not at all suspicious of his arrow tattoos on his hands.
Literally!
So we established that Sokka has like a secret stash of makeup wipes. So surely they have like makeup or something that they can cover them with.
You're talking about like when he put on the war paint and then it was on later.
Yes!
Oh, I forgot about the lemur dude.
Is that just a roller coaster?
No, it's for packages.
It looks like in the Labyrinth with David Bowie at the
Yes. That's a great movie.
It's awful.
Iconic. Iconic.
So bad. Do I love it all the same?
Absolutely.
Oh,
You can't not. Wow, even as a young kid, he was crazy.
I feel like that's how all of my teachers see me. Just like BUMI, like young BUMI.
Imagine if they had this ride at Universal.
This looks like the Emperor's New Groove, like Yzma ride.
Yes.
I saw a post about like how they wish that Avatar had the same following that Harry Potter does.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Be like a theme park and things like that, or like someone would be like, instead of being like, "Oh my god, are you a Hufflepuff?" You'd be like, "What nation are you?"
His foot was all up in Katara's face.
Momo's like, well, we're gonna die.
Look, he's just chilling up there. Like,
This was not the decision.
I mean, he can leave at any time.
Where the f is Appa? Where is Appa?
They just let that boy roam.
He just like, he vanishes. His eyes are gray again.
That boy is murdered.
Just pushes them off.
How did he get in?
Cabbages, please.
And how did he get more cabbages?
That's what I'm saying.
Your Majesty, these juveniles were arrested for malicious destruction of cabbages.
Off with their heads! One for each head of cabbage!
Silence!
Boy, you had like 30 cabbages though.
Wow. Man, they keep getting feasts. Like, they're so lucky.
I know.
Kangaroo Island, eh? I hear that place is really hopping.
Man coughs.
He's like the character on Mary Poppins that owns the bank.
Yeah. He reminds me of Doc from Back to the Future a little bit.
Let us leave.
Katara.
Let us leave.
God, he's just getting them with these jokes.
My liege, do you mean the good chamber or the bad chamber?
The newly refurbished chamber.
They're like, you know what we really need in this episode?
That was like a Monty Python skit.
Go on, boy.
Did they just leave his butt in that hole?
Just gonna suffocate. Wow, they really are just gonna let Momo suffocate.
Where are my friends?
Where is Momo?
This episode is whack.
Cabbages are much more.
Are those ring pops on his hand?
That voice actor going,
He kind of sounds like an old Sheen from Jimmy Neutron.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Are his eyes blue now?
They have different bones, I feel like, in Avatar. Because you never see someone with like a broken arm.
oh my god, this dude is insane.
What is that?
A good
Is that like
boy.
a gorilla?
A
Goat
gorilla,
cow?
Hooves?
gorilla rabbit bowl?
We could have let that laugh go.
I choose you.
Pikachu!
He's ripped BUMI.
He's had 100 years to train too.
Yeah.
But I'm the most powerful earthbender you'll ever see.
So big too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tilbo too.
Look at that armpit hair.
He like just is destroying his place. You just like threw a rock at the ceiling.
Where are they? Are they in a Pokemon gym?
Oh,
Jeez!
skull destroyed.
Gave himself a little surfboard. I'm gonna run around so fast right now.
It's so fast, bro.
Why would you even throw it?
Yeah,
What do you think
serious.
the outcome would be?
Okay, but
And what did you like?
I guess spoilers. Does Aang not recognize him?
Different than I expected.
Like rewatching this, I'm like, it's so obvious.
I know his name. I solved the question.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Everyone in Omashu's like, please get him out
I
though.
know.
We do not want him as our ruler.
Poor guy.
What'd you think, Chandler?
So fun. So fun.
Mhm.
I think that like the characterizations are so wacky. It kind of allows for it to not feel so violent and like war heavy when the characters are so goofy and extreme. And so kids can be like, oh, but it's no big deal.
The show grew with the audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
It gets really mature really fast. And also, if you ever watch Korra, like Korra basically deals with PTSD.
Yeah.
And it's
Korra's
really, it's like,
incredible.
ooh. But it's like, still a cartoon. Like, there's still like
Yeah.
funny bits and they're still funny, but it's like, oh damn, like we're in
I
a
was
war.
telling Carly, the funny thing about Avatar is that with Aang, is that at the end of every episode, it's kind of like, we're together and we're together and we're happy. And they're like riding on Appa. And then Korra will leave an episode dark and they're like, roll credits. Yeah.
I think that's why
What?
people were so shocked with Korra is that it is such a different tone.
Yeah.
It still takes place in the Avatar universe, but I think that they were like, people are expecting a recreation of Avatar, The Last Airbender, but that's
Yeah.
not what it is. I think they were like making it for us as we were growing.
And I don't know if you know this, Chandler, but they're remaking Avatar into a live action Netflix show.
Really?
And so that's gonna be really interesting. I hope they go maybe a little bit more mature.
Whoa, okay. I don't know. The possibilities of like what they're literally able to do are so extreme in that world in the animated world, and I feel like sometimes that those get lost in translation when you're doing live action, because I feel like all of the CGI that they have to do is like to make up for the fact that you're dealing with real people.
I'm looking at you, Cats.
I still haven't seen it. I want to watch it.
I think
Like,
I haven't seen it.
I want to watch
and
it ironically.
I haven't watched it all the
I'd
way
be
through.
okay if I never see it.
but the music to me is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think you also have to have seen the show outside.
Right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like watching Memory, and then like I was laughing at her, and then I was crying because it was just like the music is so beautiful.
And then you look at her and you're just like, her ears are twitching.
So Chandler, do you think you'll keep watching?
I honestly do.
Who would you say is your favorite character?
I'm bad at names. The brother.
Sokka?
Sokka?
I don't like him.
Oh, gotcha.
That makes sense at where you are in the series, because
Yeah.
we've only seen him as like the funny sexist guy.
Aang, I'm like, Appa might be my favorite.
Yes.
I've only met Royce a few times, but I feel like Royce is Appa whenever they used to fly. His legs are so straight.
Would you rather have a flying bison or a flying lemur?
Flying bison.
He's really trying to get people on the lemur team.
I didn't realize he was 10 tons. Like, where would you park that thing? You would fall through a parking garage.
If all of the airbenders got tattooed arrows, is Appa tattooed?
Here's the thing, we learn later that like animals are the original teachers, basically.
That's where
So
the
I think that's
arrow
where
comes.
they base the arrows from. Now, it's kind of unusual that he just has an arrow on his fur like that, like with his fur pattern, but I
Very
think that's how it
symmetrical,
happened.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us.
Yeah.
Do you have any like social media or anything to plug?
If there's any casting directors out there, you can go to www.chandlerbatesactor.com and check out my headshot and resume.
But
Bye.
Well, next episode, we are going to have a very special guest, another college classmate that we know because, hey, college students are cool. What can I say?
Till next episode.